So this is how I did it. I like to use my iPhone. So you just go to your browser, go to OpenTX University. And then you're looking for the Amber Sound Pack. It's version 2.2 is the one that I used. So you just go into OpenTX, and I was looking for it here, but eventually you can just go up to menu, and then they have the two different versions up at the top there. I clicked on version 2.2 resources, and then click on the file to download it. Then you need a special app to basically unzip all the files. So I have one that I downloaded, and first you're going to make sure that it's downloading. I have it under files for my iPhone. There it is, Amber 22. It takes a long time to download. While we're waiting for it to download, I'm going to jump ahead for a minute. There's like three different ways that you can, or several different ways you can put that final file that you need on your SD card. The main objective is to get that file that you need on the SD card and put it in your Taranis. So you could either hook up your Taranis to your computer while you're doing this whole process, but for me, I have a little card reader that I plug into the bottom of my iPhone, into the lightning port, and I just copy all the files that I need over to it. So once you have that final file that you need, just copy it, put it on your SD card, and you're good. Alright, now it's downloaded, and it's a zip file. It's some weird AR. So I have zip and unzip. Here it's an app, it's a free app. I already have it unzipped there. Ignore that. You're going to want to go to where it says Amber 22, unarchive, and then it's going to unzip it all. That's a duplicate folder since I already had it earlier. Underneath Amber, so you open up that folder, and then there's one that says Sounds. Sounds is the one you want to copy and put on your SD card. If you rename it or anything, it's not going to work. Your Taranis is programmed to recognize the word sounds. So it needs to be labeled sounds. So you copy that on your SD card, put it in your Taranis, and then it's going to automatically have a different command when you start up your Taranis. Okay, I'm doing this in portrait mode so that it matches up with the other video I made that's a screenshot of my iPhone. So now that you actually downloaded the sound pack and you have the folder that says sounds, you want to put that on your SD card. I have a little SD card reader that I plug in my iPhone. It's very convenient. That's how I use it. That's how I play back all my videos from my goggles onto my phone, and I just like doing it that way. So I took it out of the reader, put it in the bottom of my Taranis. Okay, so now when I turn it on,
welcome to OpenTX.
Okay, has all these sounds. It's gonna have some warnings.
Throttle warning. Switch warning. Air mode disarmed.
Okay, mine said those last two things because I already programmed it to do what I'm gonna show you. Okay, so you're gonna go to menu, and I already have ones programmed in. I guess I'm gonna go, I'm just gonna go ahead and go here. Let's go to menu, and I'm gonna scroll over all the way to special features or special functions. And then what you're gonna do, you're gonna click on here for the first one. You click on it again to make it flash. Okay, when you do that, you select which switch that it's gonna control. You can flip that switch and it's gonna show what switch you want.
Arm motors.
Oops, I didn't want to do that. I want it on SD with the arrow down because that's what my arm switch is. You're gonna click it to select it. You're gonna scroll over. It's originally something else. You're gonna scroll over. It doesn't have anything there. You're gonna scroll over to where it says play track. Okay, and that's gonna play what we're looking for on the memory card. Then you're gonna scroll over and select what you want it to say. Here's the thing that tricked me and had me very confused for a long time, because there's ARM down here. That's why I selected it. It just says ARM. but at the very, oh shoot. Okay, at the very top, when you first select this stuff, it's gonna have a bunch of things here labeled. See, it has all these ones here, like it's, you know, there's 3 cell. Those are at the very top, but then you have all these with the dot underscore. None of those work on my Taranis for some reason. I was selecting the one that had dot underscore arm. That's not the correct one. You have to always scroll all the way down from there, or just scroll all the way up and it'll start at the bottom of the other list. You scroll down until you find what you're looking for. For me, it's arm. Is what I want. Once you select arm, or you can do armed, different ones are gonna have different sounds. So now I can test it and see.
Arm motors.
So that one says arm motors.
Disarmed.
I have it set to where it says disarmed. That's on a separate, you have to do that separate on another special function line. So here's armed. Let's see what this one says.
Armed.
That one just says armed. So we can leave it there. I like that. And then you can do all kinds of different things. I have all my other ones: turtle mode, stabilization, horizon mode, air mode. I have something where it plays the battery of my Taranis. Oops, I have to exit out so it'll scroll down. Down here though is kind of interesting. I have this one programmed just like this. If you copy this, it'll work. Okay, so I have, for the first thing, it says on, because this switch is always going to be on and working no matter what. I have it controlling the volume for the whole entire Taranis. It's very cool because now, instead of going into the menu section, I can go here onto my pot switch and turn up and down the volume. That's centered, that's down, that's all the way max to the right. So now, when I flip a switch,
Disarmed.
it's quieter.
Armed.
So if you want to go to a place and not be heard as loud, just be quieter wherever you go, you can switch the volume here. Turn it all the way up.
Disarmed. Armed.
And so that's very handy. So what you do, like I said, you set the volume. When you put it on this one here, it's gonna be flashing with three lines, and then you move the switch you want to put it on, and then it'll recognize where it's going. And then you have to make sure that you check that box. If you don't check that box right there, then the switch won't work. On the other Taranis models where I have this dash here, you might have to select one to make it play the sound one time. For mine, it already plays it one time. If I select one, then it keeps repeating it over and over and over, and I don't want that. That's really annoying. So here's how I have mine set up. I have it where it will disarm, because I have that on a separate disarm switch.
Disarmed.
And then it'll go armed.
Armed.
I have my different flight modes.
Stabilize mode. Horizon mode. Air mode.
I have the volume like I showed you. I have my fun switch for when I crash.
Well, shit.
And then, of course, the next switch that's obvious.
Turtle mode.
And then, of course, this one's just kind of for fun.
You're fucked.
That's on my momentary switch back here. Then on my other momentary switch back here, it
7.4 volts.
tells me the volts of my actual radio. On other ones, see, on mine I selected battery when I did that. On other ones, there's supposed to be an option called like VASF or something, and it checks the voltage of your actual quad instead of your radio. Mine doesn't seem to have that function. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe there's another feature I need to add in on my SD card that's going to allow me to do those functions. But that's basically it. I didn't want anything when I'm doing my beeper, because I don't want any other sounds. My little tiny hawk, I can barely hear it as it is, so I need it quiet while I'm doing that. So that's the only one I didn't add a sound to that I'm actually using. So that's how I did it.